Fist of Facts podcast. I hope I didn't blow anybody's eardrums off. Are you guys good? And the levels are fine and dandy?
Sounds good.
It's the Fist of Facts podcast. This is a Topsnap Media production, and we have our fine fellow friends over here. We have the Nixmixsix, who's just slightly out of camera because he's so sly and devilish. And then we have over here, we have Brandon Ray. He is the California Kid 83 on Instagram. Check him out. He's got all kinds of fantastic photos, videos. He's a world traveler. He is a renowned fanatic of MMA, boxing, mixed martial arts, and combat sports. One handsome devil and a beast of a guy who's just been putting on weight, and me and Nick are trying to catch up. I am your host, Topsnap, Jay Medina. Sorry, Topsnap podcast. I'm the Topsnap guy, the guy doing wheelies on Mr. Brandon's.
On my live?
On your live
Instagram
feed.
live?
Shit. Like I do a nice wheelie. He pulls up in the parking lot and I do a nice wheelie on the bagger, right? Pull it up. He goes, "Hey, I'm going to go live." I say, "Okay, cool." What happens? I can't get a wheelie up. It's like the chick you say, "I'm going to fuck you good all night, baby." And then just
30 seconds in.
You're done. You can't even get it up. Now I scared your stage fright.
Whoa.
I wonder if I need to go. Oh, there we go. All right, we got a whole new setup here with the background and everything, and this is the Fist of Facts podcast. You might have turned in, maybe, if I'm lucky, to the Topsnap podcast, and I shoot from different angles. We're here to cover the Conor McGregor MMA fighter versus the Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather, from the Money team, and he's a boxer, professional record of 49-0 if you're not into fighting at all. It's combat sports, it's entertainment, and we're here to cover it because it's exciting to us. Now, if you're not into this, I guess change the channel. All right, so Nick, I'm gonna focus to you first because me and Brandon go back and forth. What, as just kind of you're more like a standard. You're like a bystander almost to the sport.
No, I'm not. I used to be a very big MMA fan, but I just got out of it for a while because I was more just
Nick is one of the guys that got me into it, actually.
Yeah, I was just always downloading every UFC and just always watching all the different episodes. And
the Frank Mir days.
Yeah, back when it was all, late 90s and just kind of really sprouting. And the Tito's and the Tanks and the Titans of the old were out there. And you had people, the big mismatches of a Yarbrough at like 600 pounds and a Keith Hackney trying to save his own life by elbowing for
and I was fortunate enough
fences.
I'm fortunate enough for you to give me your whole collection of UFC recordings. I want to ask you real quick about Tank. What do you think? Do you think Tank contributed to the appeal at the infancy stage or stage of infancy for this thing that allowed it to keep going?
Did a service. It's because his ringside candor was so just
genuine,
amazing.
He was
just
genuine,
funny though. I mean, mainly it was funny. Even sometimes even if you're making fun of somebody and you don't think that's very appropriate, it's hard not to laugh when Tank's doing it because he's definitely.
Have you ever met Tank, Brandon?
Beach guy,
no, but I have.
He talks a lot of shit. I've met Tank several times.
Have you?
Yeah, growing up in Huntington.
I've seen him at the bar when it used to be Dukes and HB, just get pounding him back at the bar by himself.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Any violent tendencies?
Dukes, is that where's that?
I have a story.
That was in the Westminster.
The HB Pier, right there.
That's where he's still at today. But I remember when he was
like Chimayo now or something like that, right?
He was at this bar that was at the Westminster Mall. And his girlfriend was in there with a cast on, which didn't look good. But anyway, he would we were about to leave, and all of a sudden the doors bust open, and he comes running out, and his chick is running after him, and she's like, "You bastard!" God. And they literally do a lap around a huge portion of the Westminster Mall parking lot. It was the funniest thing. Me and my buddy Bobby were there, and it was I just couldn't believe he was jogging the shit. He's like, "You mother," running around. Great, dude. It was
What's your Tank story, Brandon?
So one of the guys that works for me, he used to be on this show called Battle Dome, and he, is like, what's that show where the regular guys like try to fight these guys? American Gladiators.
Yeah.
And it was like that show, and he said that he was at the same bar around Dukes, and he freaking walked into the bar, and Tank knew who he was because he was on TV. and he bumped into him, and they almost basically threw down right there.
Really?
And, yeah, that didn't happen, but that's my Tank story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's been 86 for almost every bar in Orange County.
The one time that I met
lot of
him,
them, I guess.
actually a couple times. I used to live over there off, my old place in North Huntington. In the 7-Eleven by my house, Tank, and I don't know who it was. The little bit older gentleman, dude, Tank looked really old, a lot of gray, overweight. You could tell he had some walking problems. And they'd get out of a white van, him and his buddy. I don't know if it's his dad or his friend. And they'd go into 7-Eleven in the morning because I'd skate down, bring my dogs down there. I'd grab my coffee, and then I'd go back home. And this would go on for months. I saw him there. But I was so timid to come towards him because at that time I was just kind of really delving into the MMA, the UFC thing, and he had this persona of like just not to be bothered with because he was busy, and I didn't want to fucking piss him off or anything and be on the bad side. And then the dogs go crazy and hold him into some crazy shit with the fucking Tank. Yeah. But anyways, so MMA, Tank's a great guy to get onto it, but we're gonna get onto some more pertinent information that's going on right now, and that's this spectacle that some people talk about, which is August 26th, Saturday, a boxer versus MMA. And I personally have the belief that Conor McGregor, the MMA fighter, is going to beat this boxer. Now, I'm talking kind of almost to the layman out there because there's a lot of people that might want to tune in. They're normally tuned into Harley Davidson's or something that on this channel, and they're like, oh, what is this Fist of Facts? What? And so I'll go a little slow with it. So when I talk about stuff, it's not redundant, but a little bit slower. So I think he's going to rule him. The common argument that I see or I hear when I talk about this to people is that this isn't an MMA fight. This is boxing. And Mayweather's got 49-0. He's professional. He's going to run circles around this guy. He's the world's best defensive boxer. He's going to be defensive. He's going to go a full 12 rounds. He's going to tire out McGregor. And then after about 5, 6, 7 rounds when McGregor's weathered, he's going to go ahead and pop shots off him, get those points. Again, just make McGregor look like he's an amateur in this professional field, and that's their goal. And I think otherwise.
Yeah, I just think Mayweather is a very, very technical boxer. He is 49-0 for a reason. He's one of the, I don't think he's like a top 10 boxer because I hate his style of fighting. He's a very boring defensive fighter, and people don't like that. And that's why I like Conor, because he's the opposite. He goes for the knockout.
But Conor, don't you think Conor is defensive fighter though too?
I think he's an offensive fighter. He's always looking to strike. I mean, he used to be a counter puncher, right? So, he's got some defense in him. But if you look at him, he's always coming forward in all of his fights.
Yeah, but
except for the DS2 fight, the first fight, he was coming forward. The DS2, he was a little more patient with it because he knew he had to be. But I think he's a very offensive fighter.
Yeah.
But
you don't mind if I push this forward?
No, go ahead. So I think he is going to be tough to hit. Conor's going to walk in, and I think he's going to start showing him stuff that he has never seen and won't know how to react to. It's not going to be the traditional boxing style that everybody's used to.
Unorthodox.
Going against Mayweather. Mm-hmm. He's an MMA fighter. He started as an amateur boxer. He knows boxing. But he's going to come at him different. He even said this in an interview, I think in one of his press conferences, that he's going to come at him and Mayweather's not going to know what to do.
Exactly.
So he's fighting with Paulie Malignaggi right now, sparring with him. And even Paulie said, he goes, don't be surprised. McGregor's not a dummy. He's got a game plan. He's just got to execute it, and he's going to come at him differently. It's going to be unorthodox.
He's going to work.
So, look, I think he's going to be tough to hit. But yes, I think Conor's gonna find a way somehow. If it's gonna go one of two ways, McGregor will catch him in the first 4 to 6 rounds and hurt him and go for the KO. But if it does go to decision, I do believe Mayweather will win. I just think Conor's got too much power, though. I just think he's.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think I'm gonna fix something while you answer this?
Yeah.
Do you think? Well, first of all, you wanted me to put on McGregor highlights, or was it McGregor?
Put on the Diaz-McGregor first fight because Nick hasn't seen it.
Okay, Diaz versus McGregor. I'll put that in the background, and then we're going to talk about what I wanted to say is, oh my God, my hearing is really going. I can hear it a lot better when I do this. I have no clue what I was going to ask you.
You gonna play that while you do something?
Yeah, I'm exactly what I'm going to do. McGregor versus Diaz. 1.
Yeah.
Play the whole thing.
Yeah, just a real-time fight.
Full fight on time.
That first one should be good. That first one, yeah.
I think I have it actually recorded too.
Conor doesn't care.
Do you want to play like this?
Conor says, I will fight anybody, anytime, in any way.
27 years of age, with every record in the book.
You could talk over it too. And then
Yeah.
If we talk over it, then we won't get pulled. I don't think.
Go at.
So yeah, I mean, getting back to the Mayweather fight, I think Mayweather is going to, do his usual style of defensive boxing and feeling him out the first couple rounds, and he will be counterpunching. But I think Conor's just going to be so aggressive with him that he's going to, just not know what to do and maybe get a little confused. He's older. He's 41. He's been retired for 2 years. So, a lot of things going for McGregor too.
There's this is the thing is that again, I don't know, this is where the conspiracy shit comes in. This is why I think it's important to have Nick here, because Nixmixsix has again, there's two words. Let me say there's 2 words that have this mixed understanding or connotation to them that's not correct. Okay? Those are MMA and conspiracy. Those 2 words. I think they have like this shared correlation of a misunderstanding, okay? When you say conspiracy, immediately people like scoff or oh, you're a conspiracy guy, and they don't even take time to understand what that word means, okay, first of all. Okay? The implications of a conspiracy. MMA is the same thing. When you talk, MMA, I think they have this like, it's almost kind of like if you say WWE or WWF or whatever it was. And when you say
boring, just people rolling around on the ground.
Or whatever it is, but that connotation is behind it. They don't
things.
follow it. They don't know it. To them, it's just a spectacle like anything else. And so then this is where this ties in. Because boxing is so corrupt, and to quote somebody on Instagram who had quoted to one of my podcast postings, it was from Mug Life, and he said, or Mugged Life, sorry. He said, ever since the Mexican Killer lost both of his fights, boxing's been corrupt and it's not worth watching anymore. Okay.
Mexican Killer.
No, I don't know who that guy is. I was going to do my research on that, but this is just a quote that I saw on Instagram just recently, 2 days ago. So this thing where boxing's dead, it's corrupt, it's got this conspiracy to it
fraternal situation
to extract money, whatever the case may be. A lot of people just don't like
it. It's not a sure thing. There could be a lot of money lost in game.
Well, and a lot of it, again, this is something that actually transfers over, and maybe Brandon can ring in on this. The way people, or the way that the athletic commissions judge fights, a lot of it's reminiscent or just a change from the boxing rules over into MMA. The way that they not sanction it, but the way that they score it, mark it, and judge it, right?
Yeah.
So it could be. So then, almost at a point where they're saying, well, MMA could be corrupt. MMA can have a conspiracy. There could be money behind a certain fucking person.
Well, anytime
falling.
there's a judge scoring a card or a fight, it's always going to be. It's subjective, right? Just like the baseball umpire in baseball calling balls and strikes. One might look like a strike, but to him it looks like a ball. You know what I'm saying? So anytime it's something subjective, they can manipulate it. So like look at the last boxing fight.
That's why a lot of times they've been going toward the numbers and all that kind of stuff too.
Well, look at the Pacquiao Horn fight. Pacquiao clearly won that fight, and they gave it to Horn. So, there's a lot of, there's a lot of corruption, man. There is a lot of corruption, I believe. Hopefully, this one doesn't get all
political,
right, or whatever. Hopefully it's just
I think there is a correlation because, there's so much money at stake and there's so much attention being drawn to it. I mean, at the same time, who's to say this isn't some big distraction for the real historical shit that's real movers and shakers are doing things when everyone's, I always thinking about things like that.
Dude, I'm telling you, but that's, again,
but I'm just saying.
I love it. No, I love it. I love it. It's rad.
how can people be compromised? You know, there's a million ways, and you know, if they don't. That's why you like McGregor, because he says things that no one would say if they were compromised, generally speaking, you would think. So, I mean, I like that. Mayweather doesn't seem quite as,
pounds lighter than I was.
you know, I don't know. It's
Fishing game. They need to be. Go ahead, sorry.
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Because I talk about a spectacle I wanted to listen to, because you just marked on something I was listening that I talked about.
Yeah, it's kind of lost my train of thought, but
Okay,
yeah.
here, this is happen. So there's a lot of people who master weapons with their hands. Because so you talked about Muay Thai. So that's the wrong word. Not hold on for a second. This party before. Fuck. Anyways, you were just talking about conspiracy, like where there could be, this could be. I talk about in this podcast, in the last one I did on number 40, how this could be construed as, and some people, like this is just something to wave your magic hands while the real shit that's going on in the background. Again, governing bodies, like how they push it, how they can push it through all kinds of different networks, how this thing becomes a focal point for millions, if not billions.
It's all
of
about
people.
attention. It's all about.
Do you think this can attract the attention of over 1 billion people?
It will, for sure.
No.
No? We have
Not
300.
really.
We have a 350 million in the United States alone.
No. Well, the over-under for Vegas for pay-per-view buys is 4.9 million. Now, obviously, a lot of people watch it with other people and stuff like that.
4.9 million pay-per-view buys.
Right. Well, times that 100, and you know what kind of fight that is. So, because that's how much the pay-per-view is, but not 1 billion. There's what, 8 billion people in the world. There's no
7.
way. Yeah.
A little bit over 7 billion.
I mean, I don't know what the numbers would be. It'd certainly be under 100 million.
Under 100 million?
Yeah.
Worldwide?
Yeah.
Really? To watch it?
Well, how many people are in the U.S.? 350?
It's gonna be
350 million people in the U.S. alone.
it's more like.
Right, so you think a third of the country's going to watch this? No way. You know how many people are just against fighting in general?
I think that
Well, no, it's going to break all the records, but
and all
a
the
billion?
elderly and all the youngling.
I'm thinking if you now
First
you're
of all, 2 billion people don't even have TVs. So you talk about Africa, places like
yeah,
that.
but 7 billion total. No.
Yeah.
What about South America?
1 billion people watching?
1 billion people
No
watching.
way.
No,
This-
no.
I mean, no.
This is something to
I'd
be
like to
debated.
know- I'd like
Write
to
your
know-
congressman. Let us know.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the last fight was, but there's no way it would be 1 billion. But
It's gonna be a
the
lot
biggest
better
fight
than that
ever.
Pacquiao fight. I'll tell you that much. That's
God.
why we want Mayweather to go
I
down.
could fight, Nick. I could fight you right here. It'd be better than that Pacquiao.
I know.
You guys didn't like it? Some people thought it was
terrible.
very.
It's terrible. Nobody
peop-
had a bloody nose.
Some people thought that it was masterful at evading. Okay.
It was just. Who
But
wants to watch that?
Listen to me. No, it's not about that. We're not talking about entertainment. We're talking about just the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
Some people could equate that to the jiu-jitsu sport. Just sport jiu-jitsu, gi jiu-jitsu. Just gi sport jiu-jitsu.
But there's a finishes.
It's boring.
There's finishes in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
though.
but
There's
there's finishes in boxing like that.
not the Pacquiao fight. There wasn't.
No,
there?
what I'm saying is in that type of boxing where you're evading this and that, but there's lots of fighting, there's lots of grappling that goes on with sports jiu-jitsu where it's like boring to watch because it's so technical, and that's the sweet art that people don't see now. Is there jiu-jitsu that's violent
The
and
sweet
terrible?
side.
Yes. There's also a fucking part of boxing that's very violent, very hardcore. Look at the way Tyson fought. Look at the way some of these other who's smaller that fought very with ferocity.
MMA or boxing?
No, boxing. He just retired a couple years back. He's about
Roy
Roy
Jones
George
Jr.?
Yeah, exactly. Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah,
that
he's
guy,
a monster. I like that guy.
monster.
Finisher.
Finisher. Fought with a lot of ferocity. But he honestly thinks in his heart of hearts, I listened to the interviews, he thinks Floyd's going to walk all over McGregor.
Well, of course,
wow,
a boxer's going to say that.
But why is it that every boxer's doing that? And not every boxer.
Did
There's
he
some-
fight me?
Because it's their sport,
so, no.
dude. They have to protect their sport.
They have to protect
None
it,
of them
right?
have crossed the line except for James Toney. So, but they're going to protect their sport.
Can I make a prediction? Okay, so my prediction is that McGregor beats him. Okay, beats him.
Knockout? Or what do you mean? by
He's gonna knock. I think it's gonna be like a TKO. The devil's in the details.
Yeah.
So I think that McGregor knocks out. I'm not calling around, but knocks out or TKO or there's a stoppage to Mayweather. He can't go further. Okay.
Yeah.
He might even do one of these timeout, which we watched earlier, and from that, McGregor's promotion is going to catapult MMA fighters that aren't available in UFC into boxing matches that are going to be paid. Like, you're going to watch MMA versus boxing. It's going to be a huge thing. You're going to see the crossover from okay, let's see. Limited skills.
Well, they need to gain their respect back because they've been kind of pampered for a lot of years and not really having a whole lot of ferocious competition.
But MMA fighters need to gain respect from the boxing community too, and it'll show if that separation is really that drastic.
This will be a telltale fight.
Exactly, because you're not going to get a magician like Conor McGregor, because he's somebody different, man. They're talking to like him like he's like any other MMA fighter. Jesus Christ, you're watching right behind me. What's going on? Okay, take the kicks out of it. Look at those moves, dude. Look at right there. They're boxing right now. They're boxing. Look at that's boxing. Now grab it. Look at that. They're throwing. You know, obviously it's mixed, but when you look at that part of it, it gets serious. And I think he's going to do that. The same thing. He's going to stay far. He's going to keep that hand floating. He's going to launch those missiles, and he's going to land, man. Look at that. Watch when he lands onto Diaz, and Diaz just goes flying. Like, what the hell was that? Ooh, God damn it. You don't think that one of those lefts are going to land on Mayweather?
Yeah, that's the other thing is he's got that lethal left. So.
We're watching. Bring
up the reach stats, dude. That's a good point. He's never fought somebody with a reach like Conor at 74 inches.
Oh, yeah, the reach stats are right here. And what we have is... okay, so this is what they're saying. They're saying that McGregor has no footwork, that he won't use the footwork, that he doesn't know boxing footwork. And so... if you watch some of his MMA, you're going to know that's false. But just look at just the stats alone. He's taller than Mayweather. McGregor's taller than Mayweather. And then look at the past fighters that have fought in Mayweather. Canelo, 70-inch reach. Pacquiao, 67-inch reach. Ricky Hatton, who he knocked out, 65-inch reach. Sugar Shea Mosley, 70-inch reach. Still got 2 inches on him. De La Hoya had an inch with 73 inches. He had an inch on him. But Maidana was minus 3 inches, right? 69 inches. And Mayweather's at 72. So this all into account, you're talking about the majority of his fighters were way below his reach. Now he's got a guy who's going 2 inches out from where he is, and an inch further than what he dealt with De La Hoya. When people say, well, McGregor's not like De La Hoya. De La Hoya is a master. Yeah, look at the way the build of De La Hoya is versus the build of Conor McGregor. Who would you rather get hit by 10 times? Give me De La Hoya.
De La Hoya was almost at the end of his career when he fought Mayweather.
Yeah, that was a twilight fight for sure.
So McGregor's in his absolute prime, and I've never seen him in better shape.
Yeah.
And 155, that's his natural weight. It's just, it's a lot.
He's got an inch.
And again, they were patting for dance. De La Hoya never really went for it. I mean, he did a couple times.
He got him in the corner a couple times. But like, if you look and study the way De La Hoya used to box and punch, for Christ's sake, it was pinpoint, but it was designed to be over a long period of time to wear his opponent down. It didn't have ferocity behind it. You didn't see the guy go, ooh, like there was none of that. You watch McGregor, you go, Jesus Christ, I don't want to get punched by that. And people say immediately when you start talking about that, it's like, well, they're not wearing the 4-ounce gloves. They're not wearing these. So, he's just going to have to get used. He's got so much more padding he's got to deal with. Listen. Here's a 10-ounce, and here's a 4-ounce. Okay, yeah, you have a little bit more. There's blockage. Look at the depth on that.
It's about the same amount, and this one's a little.
But the overall weight is just. It's not. It's elusive to say that. I mean, yeah, you can feel it. There's a little bit more weight in it, and if you got to punch over a period of time, but he practices with this stuff. He also practices with 12-inch Muay Thai gloves. I've seen him. You
12
watch
ounce,
them.
12 ounce.
These are 12 ounce, right?
Yep.
12 ounce. He practices with these.
Well, if you just think about it logistically, okay, instead of 4, they're 10. They are 2.5 times bigger. So logistically. So you think about, okay, 2.5 times. But when you hold them, it doesn't seem like a ton. It's 6-ounce difference, right? It's not a lot. Some of that is in the wrist, in the wrist right there. So there's definitely more padding, but
Well,
Those hurt too.
This is the thing: is you have to multiply. Okay, punch quantity. So how many? What's the volume?
Right.
The volume of punches that's going to be thrown per round by the person wearing the new 10-ounce gloves that they're not used to. Okay, and then times that by 12 rounds, and so you start to multiply that amount of weight. So what did you say? 2.5 times the weight. So that many ounces. So that 6 ounces times how many punches thrown per round times how many rounds, 12. And now you get a total amount of more exertion to push. How much weight more was having to be pushed than what he's used to. And the amount of time, too. It's 3 times 12, which is 36. And the normal one is 25 for a championship. So he's dealing with 11 minutes more duration times that amount of weight to throw.
Well, it's also different because, there's 5-minute rounds, and in boxing, there are 3.
That's what I'm saying. So he has quicker to recover.
Quicker to recover, and I wonder how long the breaks are. And more breaks.
I think they're 1 minute, aren't they?
Okay. So 1 minute, but you get 11 of them instead of 4 of them.
Yeah.
So that's something, too. You know what I mean?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
You don't think about the amount of resting period you have to go for that. And
So
to
it's
say that
better
he
for
doesn't
a
have cardio to keep training that fast.
And it's better for a power puncher to rest that more often than what he's normally used to.
Yeah,
so,
because he'll regain. He may not be at 100%, but he'll get 95, 92, 89%. Like, he'll still be in a range where it's still dangerous as shit. And he's proven that he doesn't have to swing like Diaz just did to get him. And look at right there. To say that Conor McGregor's not elusive, dude, Diaz has a bigger reach than McGregor.
Yeah, he's way bigger than him.
His reach is longer, right?
Oh, I would say by several inches.
I don't see how he even caught him with a choke.
He just gave up his back, Conor, and then
That's okay, right?
No, at least Mayweather can't try to choke him out.
Well, we're back on. Right? Do you guys ever Uber Eats at all?
No. Dude,
People
Uber,
are
but
using
not
it
Uber
because
Eats.
it's only like $1 or something like that.
To do what? Uber Eats? Huh?
Apparently they're charging very little to
gotta be
fucking
more than
deliver
that.
your food. No, it's
Domino's
weird, bro,
charges
because
like
there's
$3
some
or
kind of
$4.
in-between thing between them and the business. Where there's some kind of in-between shit going on because everybody's starting to use it. And I'm like, why the fuck? But then they tell me about it, and everybody's saying the same thing, so it must be true.
No, I'm making money. I just need to get something down my throat because his beer. I don't drink IPA. I don't normally drink IPA, but man.
When you do, it's Dos Equis, huh?
There. I didn't eat lunch. All right. We're back.
Booyah. All right, so what were we talking about?
We talking about Mayweather. All right, cool. I'm back. Mouth's clean. Ready to rock. All right, so we just watched Nick Diaz choke out Conor McGregor, which we saw and we listened to a lot in the press conferences. Mayweather kept on using that one. All right, quitter, you tapped 3 times. What are the ones he's talking about?
The other promotion he fought in Ireland before he came over, he tapped out twice early in his career.
The one he held another belt in.
2 belts in, yeah.
Another 2 belts in.
Simultaneous as well, I believe.
So he's talking about
But yeah, it was early.
or what?
Yeah, it was early in his career. And then the third one was against Diaz. So he has tapped 3 times, but Mayweather's never experienced that world.
Well, how many fights has he had? Like 25. So
He's 20. Yeah, what is his record? He's lost 3. I know that. It's like 24-3 or
there
something.
you go,
Conor.
man. 25. Oh,
Something like that.
yeah, sounds about right.
21-3.
Yeah, it's
something
only
like that.
tapped 3 times out of that many fights. It's actually pretty decent.
And you can't tap.
And
in
you're
boxing,
going against
so.
the top guys. I mean, it's not like they're throwing
Yeah.
punching bags at him like
Right.
these short-armed freaking slouches that Mayweather's been fighting and patting for
Right.
advance around the
21-3,
rings,
yeah.
running from people, from Pacquiao. Oh, no, Pacquiao could knock me out.
Yeah,
Better not go for it. Don't knock anybody out in your twilight of your illustrious boxing career. Oh, God forbid.
Idiot. Like what Conor McGregor, it was beautiful. He says, what did he say? He got greedy. That's what he said. And it's beautiful.
Who did?
You didn't watch any of the press conferences.
Yeah. Who got greedy for what? To accept this fight?
Yeah. You never heard that part. I'm gonna put it on.
Yeah, that one's the London one. Just put in McGregor London. Yeah, Nick watched him
Showtime and
yesterday.
everybody got greedy.
Well,
That's
no,
what
he's saying you got greedy. You could have rode off into the sunset 49-0, but you got greedy, and it's going to fall on your shoulders. And he was talking to Ellerby and the Showtime Weasel, and he said Senior too.
4 years ago, I fought in London at a place called the HMV Forum in front of about 500 people. 4 years ago. Now here I am, 6 weeks out, about to quadruple my net worth with one half a fight.
He's right, dude.
Money Mayweather is the motherfucking name.
He totally gets shit on.
What part was it on? What part was it on? Do you remember?
It was the end of his speech of Connor's. So you got to go back. You got to go back. Jay.
Sure, because that's the very beginning of it.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I think maybe it isn't. I
I'm
don't know.
shocked every single day I wake up. Half a fight, let's get that right. I get to quadruple my net worth for half a fucking fight. Sign me up. You mean no one's gonna kick, no one's gonna knee, no one's gonna elbow, and it's against this little Brillham bitch? I ain't got none but time. Fuck out.
See, now watch.
Hey, Steven, you normally don't get into stuff like this. But for you, point to the easy work.
See what he says right here? Watch when he laughs. He laughs at.
Oh yeah, it's right here. It's right here actually.
Point to the easy
It
work.
was.
Okay.
He didn't point
Okay.
either. That's why Connor's
Watch, he's laughing.
Because he didn't point.
You are a fucking bitch.
Yeah, it might be right here.
Bitch with nothing but bitches on his payroll. No wonder you're gone fucking broke.
I ain't gonna touch you till August 26th. I'll throw you in your motherfucking neck.
I might not do the
I knock
same.
you the fuck out.
Might not do the
I
same.
knock you the fuck out.
I'ma just throw you
I knock you the fuck out, punk.
Not with those fucking brittle bitch hands.
Here it is. It's coming up right now. He's
I'm just
walking.
staunching around my boxing ring. This is my boxing ring. I am boxing.
It's heavy.
Mr. Quit twice, you quit 3 times. But on the 4th time, I'ma knock you the fuck out.
Oh my God, he touched Mayweather's head like this,
You
and
little
Mayweather didn't do
slaphead.
anything. He
You
laughed.
little slaphead. Boom. I'm so happy you took
Right
that
here's when he
off.
says
I
it.
gotta say, what the fuck were you hiding under that thing? You little slaphead. Boom.
Sorry.
I'm so happy you took that hat off. I gotta say, what the fuck were you hiding under that thing? That little fucking peanut head.
That's on tap out. Put that shit on again for Conor McGregor. Tap
She
out.
got that name out, make her tap out, tap out, tap out, tap out.
McGregor's doing this.
DJ Nixmixsix.
McGregor's so cool, man.
What the fuck is this motherfucker doing? Step up or going to him? Step up and we're going.
He said and told him, step up and we're going.
Good kid.
Yeah.
Good kid, good kid. Wow.
And y'all put y'all faith in this bitch? In this quitter? In this hoe? Well, you know what's so crazy? This is the UFC. And this is the quitter.
He's pointing to Dana White, and he's talking to.
The bullshit is now over. 6 weeks, I'm gonna sleep this fool. And when I sleep him, I'm gonna bounce his head off the canvas as well.
He just threw the mic. Oh fuck.
I was just in Dublin. I was just in Dublin. I ain't see you. I was looking for you when I was in Dublin. I look so good.
We gotta
Yeah.
get some
I'm gonna make you
dialogue
face me in the
going.
rematch.
Basically, he's telling him to demise. You said this? You sure it was London?
That's London.
And the notorious
Yeah.
Conor McGregor
Oh yeah, it was at the London one. Yeah.
It was. So, anyways, I mean, basically, he said, "Listen, it's going to be all of the camp of Mayweather. That's going to be is their fault. It was their fault that he did this fight because it's going to be tarnished or whatever." So I don't know. Some people think it's a spectacle. Like I said, a lot of money generated.
Yeah, the boxing fans don't like it.
No,
they hate it. I know
you
a
can
lot
have
of
a lot
diehard.
of side bets with people, huh?
Yeah, dude. I mean, they just don't like it. They just think it's a circus that it's even happening. They think it's disrespectful that this fight's even happening.
Really?
Yeah,
I
dude.
think it's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
It's a good
They're just
recognition,
bitter.
and it's
Well, you're taking the guy from the top of his. Look at James Toney.
cross training.
James Toney got allowed to come in and fight to fight. He was a world champion, wasn't he?
No, not at the time. He was old.
No, not
Well,
James
that.
Toney. Couture had the belt at the time, didn't he?
I don't know. It's a good question. He might have. I'm sure he was.
My point is
up
that
there,
he came in to fight him. That wasn't a what do you call when the exposition
No, that was a real fight. Yeah.
fight? Yeah, right. So
I don't think it was a title fight, but I don't know. You could be right.
yeah, I mean, well. Anyways, James Toney versus
It's good to mix
who is
things
it?
up.
Randy Couture. Sorry.
I think MMA is probably the most cross-trained and heavily competitive people in any sport. So I think they could go anywhere, and what's to stop them, and who's to say that they shouldn't or can? I think that it's a good way to just have a clash of the titans of their best in their fields, But again, it is somewhat of a spectacle because.
Why do you think? Just because it's so abnormal?
The fact that he's he's retired or whatever, and he's out of his league, even though it's his game, he's not in the game of his life anymore. He's kind of at the.
There will be excuses.
He's not in his prime anymore. So
you want to hear something funny?
It's kind of a.
When you type in James Toney versus Randy Couture, it's all McGregor stuff because that's been the quintessential weighing piece, if you will, to what's going on here just on the other field.
Yeah.
So
here, do you guys want to hear the bombshell?
Oh, so yeah, let's see. Brandon earlier was like, I have a bombshell for you guys.
I've got two.
And then he said he had two earlier, and then we forgot about them because we partaked in beer and stuff. So
everybody says, "Oh, Mayweather's unbeaten. He's 49-0."
Oh shit!
People don't talk about this. He's lost twice.
To who?
In the Olympics.
Oh shit! That's professional. Isn't that considered professional record?
Yeah, he fought for the U.S. Absolutely. Well, I guess it's not because
it's not sanctioned by the boxing
yeah, it's
commission.
different. It's
okay.
different.
It's
But
not
he
league,
lost twice in the Olympics.
Who did he fight?
I don't know. It was when he was young, but he got a
fight
bronze medal and I think a silver medal.
Yeah. Doesn't it say there?
I'm sure if you looked it up on the internet too, it'd show. But yeah, he's lost twice in boxing. So
Put in Mayweather Olympic fight.
Hold on.
no, it won't be on that. That's why I think because it's different. It's a different entity somehow. Just like Ronda Rousey, she lost in the Olympics too. Remember, it's not on her record. In judo, she got bronze.
Oh, really?
So, anyways, that's bombshell number one. So, Mayweather has lost. And bombshell number two, I think Floyd Mayweather's going to win the fight.
Really?
No, just kidding.
What?
I just threw that out there.
Oh my god.
No. But yeah, you should bring it up on YouTube or something. Maybe they got it. But, so anyways, I didn't know that until recently. And then when I heard that, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah,
He's
that's
lost.
definitely interesting.
What if they pulled them already?
No way. They're there. It's in the Olympics. It's definitely there. You gotta put like Olympics or something. There you go. So there it is. He lost that fight.
With headgear. This is what I talked about in my podcast. This is a lot of point boxing.
Well, I think in the Olympics you have to or something, right? See, that's why it's different. It's sanctioned differently somehow.
And look at the movement. That movement would give into that movement. It's plausible to say that McGregor would lose the fight based on this type of boxing. But look at that's dude. He fell down. He clumsy. Because he chased after him. I mean, granted, this is when he was young, but Mayweather's stumbling over him, and he's trying to play that. What is that? The
Counter.
no, yeah, but it's the counter, but it's the fade.
Bob and weave.
No, it's a fade. Like they fade out.
Yeah.
Fades with the shoulder, and then he takes the shot. I forgot the terminology. And this is something. This is something that he's been known to do. Against orthodox fighters, not southpaws. So southpaws, it doesn't work as well. It leaves you wide open. Yeah, there's a way bigger. You have a way open more target. You can come over the top with the right hand cross.
Floyd switches his stance all the time in the ring. Yeah, so that's another thing people don't talk about either.
No, he switches it up too. He goes to old school like
orthodox, and then he'll do southpaw.
He'll cover up like this and come in very, 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 very tight.
But Conor does too. So Conor's going to be constantly switching it up. He's going to try to set up the left, but he's going to be fighting orthodox as well, just to throw him off. I'm telling you, dude, Conor is going to come in just completely different. He's just going to give him different looks. He's going to confuse him, and he's going to catch him.
Overwhelm.
And here's another thing that people don't know. Like when Conor's training, he's usually training for like power, like when he was fighting against Diaz. So he's completely switched up his camp for this fight. He's training more speed. So, even when you saw his press conference, he took his shirt off, I was like, Jesus, man, this guy is in phenomenal shape. Like, he's in the best shape I've ever seen him in. So, he's got, he's training like a madman. He's training every day for this fight, so.
Yeah, he slips. He slips. He's like this.
Yeah.
He'll slip it, back it off, and then he cranks. Is he southpaw too?
No.
He's not. He's regular, right? He's orthodox. So there you go. Yeah, because if he was, he'd.
But he'll fight southpaw.
You see, he'll swap it back up and forth.
Yeah, he switches it up.
So you gonna put money on it?
Well, he's got hurt hands, so
brittle hands.
So
that's what they say.
He's got to switch it up. He can't really rely on any kind of. It's just a big payday for Mayweather. Shit, man.
A lot of people talk about the conspiracy.
Well, it's not even about that. It's just about you're compromised by the amount of money, and you would take the hit to your ego if you lost and even thought that you could lose. And I also see that Conor McGregor's getting in his head. It does seem to be penetrating, and
mentally, you think
I think it's gonna take its toll, whether it has already or not, and it's I don't know. It's on a bigger grandeur than he's ever.
Can we try this?
Difference between a great fighter and TBE, and I proved that I'm the best. I know I'm the better fighter. We fight 10 times, I'm gonna win 10 times. We fight 20 times, I'm gonna win 20 times. We fight 100 times, I'm gonna win 100 times.
What's he talking about?
Manny Pacquiao he's not a better fighter than me. Nowhere around the board. Manny Pacquiao, you're not on my level. Manny Pacquiao, you will never be on my level.
So you're just saying evidence.
Simple and plain.
This is the Floyd we all know.
So there's
$1 million
YouTube.
mouthpiece.
Try to stop that thing. Again, there's just so much stuff out there about conspiracy, about they've been tapering him, they've been holding him, they've been curing him to be this extraordinary fighter that can produce money, that can save boxing. So there's this huge conspiracy out there that this is apparent. And it goes furthermore with this fight now with McGregor. So I guess win or lose or draw, I don't give a shit either way. I'm interested to see. It's only because of Conor. It's the only thing that makes this fight interesting and fun and worth tuning in, because you really don't know what he's going to do. I mean, you have a feeling he's going to come in and do that, but do you think he would take a fall?
Who?
McGregor.
No.
God, no. I just don't see that. Absolutely.
Do you see that happening? That's the point. That's the whole point.
Right.
He's not the type to do that.
Right.
So that's what makes this fucking fight like, well, what the fuck could he do?
Yeah.
Do you think he could, what if he killed him?
It just seems like there's a lot of pulling punches.
No, you're laughing.
You're
laughing,
boxing,
but how many people have died in either in or getting?
Oh, no, it's a few dozen, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it might be. I mean,
hematoma.
There's been
ruptured hematoma.
Yeah, I've watched a couple.
Conor's teammate died a year ago.
Wow.
First death in MMA fighting, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
In Ireland, yeah.
In Ireland. So that's my point. I can't. Dude, you don't. Fuck.
What was the injury?
This is dangerous for him,
I think it was
dude.
just brain trauma.
This is actually really dangerous for Floyd Mayweather.
It is. He's at the twilight of his.
So you guys both feel
Logistic
so
career.
confident that you're gonna put your complete life on the line.
Like if you were saying if it was a what life
On a scale of 0 to 100, how confident are you that Conor will win?
like if they were going to say
I
like
think I'm thinking like a
fair rule. Are you
7
talking
or
about?
8. 7 or 8.
So 70 or 80 out of 100.
Are you saying
Barred some kind of
exactly?
decision.
Exactly.
But I don't see it going to decision. I don't
No.
see it going the distance. So
What about you? 0 to 100.
99.9999.
Then you should literally dump
money,
out
dude.
your entire savings account on this fight. He'll be around a 6 to 1, I believe, when fight comes around, because all the money will come in on Mayweather at the end. Yeah, but even at 6, 7 would be nice, but it's going to be around 6 to 1, I think, when the fight
Really?
happens.
I think because he's just made it so I mean, there's just not probably going to be as much money as they figured it coming in on Mayweather. I don't see it. Do you see that?
At the end of because if Mayweather's only a minus 600, then people that'll be the best odds he's ever had for Mayweather fans, because usually like a minus 2,000.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, really?
They'll be like, dude, I've got to bet $6,000 to win $1,000. This is a for sure thing. The guy's never even boxed. But
Yeah.
So the money will come in on him at the end. That's how it
But
happens.
don't you think that'll swing it up to 7 or 8, maybe?
Yeah, it will. It will.
Cool.
And then that's why the McGregor odds will get a little bit better. That's why I think it'll go from 5 to 6, maybe 7 if you're lucky, but maybe not at this point now. I don't know. But I'm just saying, if you're 99.9%, Jay, that is mighty high.
Heck yeah, brother. I'm for serious.
Because on a 0 to 100, I think McGregor's about a 69.
Let me ask you a question. Does staying in there and boxing with him do the best thing for everything? Because this is how I portray it. This is how I see it. If I'm Conor, I go in there and I show the world that I can actually throw boxing punches. I'm not going to come in and have the internet as the one lucky punch like I did with Aldo. Okay, because I got a lot of criticisms like, oh, it wasn't really a fight, you got lucky, da 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 da. He landed 2, you just didn't go out. Whatever the fucking rebuttal is. He goes in there, he shows the first round, kind of feels out Mayweather of how he's going to be, and Mayweather's going to be feeling him out. I think maybe he might rush him a couple times to kind of give him show like, hey, look, I'm here, I'm going to fight. And second round, he puts him out hard. And I think he does that in the fashion to show him, look, I can box, but I'm going to really fucking knock this guy out. And then crack, 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 and just knock him out.
When? What round?
Second, third.
I had Steve put, when we go to Vegas next couple weeks, the odds are second round 30 to 1, third 28, fourth 28 to 1 if McGregor knocks him out. So if you want to bet on that, you can bet on, if you put $100 on him knocking him out in the third round, you get $2,800.
Really?
Yeah. So I put 10, 10, and 10
Yeah. You put
for second, third, and fourth.
$10.
Just $10, which will win me
Shit, I'm talking about
300,
100,
280,
dude.
or
Fuck
280. You can do it. When we go to Vegas, that's where you'll get the real good odds. The first round is 40 to 1. So you put $1,000, you win.
$40,000. 40,000.
Yeah, what am I saying? 100 won't. 100 will win you what? 2,800. Yeah,
2,800.
So yeah, if you put $1,000 on 41, geez, you imagine winning 40 grand
on that.
Jesus, you'd look like a genius too. You'd take 40 grand and look like a genius.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, fuck, I should have put 10 grand.
And just hit it. It's greed, bro. You got to be careful. Don't get caught in greed, man.
Yeah.
There's always the upside. Like, this is the problem. Is it always can come down to they could call disqualification for some stupid shit.
Yep.
They could fucking say that he fucking after the fight all of a sudden he didn't pass some athletic commission something. We're taking it away because we don't want to. Again, how do they not tarnish his record? How do they keep boxing okay? They have to have some kind of contingency if he wins.
That's kind of interesting too. Yeah, I've thought about that. Like, they don't want Conor to win.
If he wins, what's the contingency? We don't want Conor to take over our spot.
Well, there's no rematch in the contract.
Yeah. But my point is, what's the contingency if he wins? How do they mitigate that?
What do you mean?
So my point is, all of a sudden he wins, and then 3 days later, press release: Conor McGregor pulled from the win. It's a no contest due to whatever fucking brilliant thing that they come up with on to set it for.
You still get your money.
I'm just saying, as far as how would I still get my money?
Because you'd be in Vegas if he wins that night. You cash in that night. It doesn't matter what they announce the next day. That's happened to me.
Really?
Yeah.
No
you
shit.
still get your money.
For real?
Yeah.
What if it's after the weird decision?
What?
What if it's after?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, what's usually the payout time on that?
No, you get paid if they
I'm saying, like,
ruled
okay,
it.
the end of the fight. How long? An hour? 2 hours?
1 second.
Really? You can
1
go
second
cash out?
after they announce the decision, you can go to the bookie.
Oh, so that's why you should be in fucking Vegas when that goes down.
Well, yeah, I'm not worried about a disqualification. I mean, hopefully not. God, that would suck, but that would be terrible, yeah. But yeah, you never know.
Over some stupid bullshit. That's all I'm saying. It's something
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That could happen. Definitely could happen.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Do you want to wrap it up and go on
Sure.
to our conspiracy?
Okay. Bring out your notepads.
What's the
I'll
conspiracy?
tell you guys who's gonna win right now. The big winner of that fight is Dana White and the UFC, dog. They're the big winners, bro. They're the big winners. That's who wins the fight. Is Dana White and UFC. It's a show, you know. Everybody keeps saying it's not good, it's not bad. This guy's coming out of retirement to fight Conor. He came out of retirement. It's not like he's this champion defending these belts, and then Conor's jumping in to fight him for a championship. This guy was nothing, you know, like not nothing. You know, Floyd was just chilling, doing his own, and he's like he wanted to come back for an intriguing fight. He got the intriguing fight, and that's what it is.
The heavyweight champs, thoughts on it? Mayweather versus McGregor.
Oh, man. That fight, you know, just like Floyd always says, and the saying is that you robbing the bank because it's easy money. You know, I think this is definitely an easy fight for him. Floyd knows it. McGregor, I think he knows it well, too. But I think this is more of a money stunt on McGregor's behalf than anything. You know, I really feel that this is a money stunt for him to, you know, everybody that fights Floyd, they think about the money part of it. Some of them feel that they can really beat him, and then you can see them, they go in and really test him, like Madonna did. You know, Madonna was really hungry to beat him.
Yeah.
You know, but with McGregor, you know,
McDonald's
everybody
had
got a
his
chance. This is
Boxing the way it should be done, with not getting hit. The point of boxing is not to get hit. So that's why he's the best of all time. He never gets hit. That's great. He takes no risk. No risk. He has zero risk. When you fight a guy like Conor McGregor who believes he can knock him out, has the power to knock him out, he's the bigger guy, he's the faster guy, he's the awkward guy, and you have all this self-belief, and you have the nation of Ireland behind you, I'll take that, man.
There are a lot
I will
of purists.
take that against a guy who's 40, who's just doing it for the money.
He's going to be announced. Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Will you talk some?
One of the plans and
For John Kavanaugh, Lemonchenko, he's
Be
good.
honest, me and Conor ain't really saw eye to eye on a lot of things. At the end of the day, I
Tyler
still
Woody.
want to scrap him. But I'm betting on Conor. You know why?
Why?
I bet $1,000, I win $6,500. Bet $2,000, $13,000. This is freaking combat sports. Anybody got a chance at all times. So I'm willing to lose for the chance to win, because that's crazy that somebody that is that big of an underdog. Like, on paper, you and I can see why, and I think it might go. Who knows? It might go. I might be able to bet $100 to win 1,000. It might be plus 1,000 at the end of the day once people really start putting their analytical hats on this fight and, you know, the style matchup. But I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna win. But if he proved me wrong, I at least want to cash in on it.
But why?
Well, I think, you know, he's a...
This is Paul Malignaggi? This is his coaching box.
No, it's not. This guy was talking shit on Conor.
But now he's sparring with him. He's in his camp.
Because Conor invited him, and I heard Conor gave him a black eye.
So Conor doesn't have enough experience to even understand when he's being set up for a trap. You know, there's a different way of setting traps in professional boxing.
That left eye right there?
Mixed martial arts.
Look at the left eye. It's black.
There too.
This is before they sparred.
So there's going to be a lot of things that Floyd's going to be doing that. Are we going to really...
Well, Malignaggi, he lost to Floyd too.
in there for 12 rounds.
Oh, well, you know, I don't know,
Misha
man.
Tate?
I think that boxing, you just can't compare. It's like apples and oranges. You know, as great as Conor looks, he is still fighting, MMA fighters where there's a different style. You're going to put him in a totally different arena and totally different realm. But I would watch it. I mean, you would watch it too. You would watch it. You watch it. Everyone would watch it.
Shannon
The only way
Sharp.
he does not
Daniel Cormier.
lose and the sport doesn't truly suffer is if he stands up. But that's all he has to do, Colin.
This is going to be a universally
12,
seen event.
He stands up to the greatest fighter of all
so many
time.
people that
He wins.
People aren't going to even
There are
be
ways to
driving
win
around so
without
much. I mean,
winning.
it's one
But
of
I'm not
those
sure if he can stand up
NFL,
for 12 rounds
everybody's
against Floyd
down
Mayweather because
doing the same thing.
people
This is
forget
next weekend,
that when,
huh?
before the whole
He's next
Money
weekend,
Mayweather,
right?
when he was Pretty Boy Floyd,
think so.
Floyd
I'm
was
gonna go
going
out
out there and he would bang
I'm gonna
with
go
guys
watch
and
it.
he was finishing people. So
Dude, we're going to
gotta be
Vegas in 2
careful.
weeks.
have to know that buying this pay-per-view, it's not going to be a competitive matchup, but it's going to settle all their doubts, on the difference between UFC
It's
and
not going
boxing.
to be competitive?
The doubts will be settled.
Okay, how about this
If you had
guy?
the opportunity, would you like to face Conor McGregor in a WWE ring?
Who?
Man, I take shits bigger than that kid, all right?
That's hilarious.
I take shits bigger than that kid. So, without further ado, I just wanted to go ahead and do that and put that as an ending close. Thank you for tuning into the Fight Guys podcast. It's the Fist of Facts podcast, sorry, with the Fight Guys here. Brandon Ray, 86. Sorry, California Kid, 86. 83. California Kid, 83. We got the Nixmixsix picks mix.